What's the difference between e.g. and i.e. that are commonly seen in scientific writing? Stay tuned. Scientists know that in order to be taken seriously, you can't just write like a normal person. No, you've got to obfuscate what you're trying to say by using big, unusual words like obfuscate. And wherever possible, sneak in a little Latin. Nothing screams, I'm intelligent, more than using a language that no one speaks. So today I thought I'd share when to use the abbreviations IE and EG in your writing so everyone will know that you are erudite, you are one of the cognoscenti, an intellectual force to be reckoned with. EG and IE seem to be used in similar ways, and it's tempting to use them interchangeably, but there is an important difference between them. Both of these terms are abbreviations of Latin phrases. EG is short for exempli gratia, which basically means for example. You use this phrase when you're going to list some examples to illustrate an idea. Usually this isn't an exhaustive list, but just a couple of examples to help the reader understand a concept. Use EG anytime you might be tempted to say, for example, or for instance. An example might go like this. Depression is commonly seen alongside a number of other comorbid psychological disorders, e.g. schizophrenia, autism spectrum disorder, and substance use disorder. Now, you'll notice there are other disorders we could have listed there, but EG tells the reader this isn't an exhaustive list. In my experience, EG is far more useful than IE. Anytime you're tempted to say, for example, you can just use EG instead to be extra fancy. So what is IE then? Well, IE stands for id est, which basically means that is, or that is to say, or in other words. This can be helpful when you want to make a statement, then explain it further for clarity. For example, if you're doing a study and you might compare results that are better, you might need to define what better is. And so we might say, in the study, participants in the caffeine condition performed better on the memory test, i.e., making fewer errors and remembering more details compared to the no caffeine control group. In this case, we aren't just listing examples, we're restating the same thing again in a different way or with more specific detail. There's no information left out like there was with EG. It's just helping the reader understand clearly what you mean. So anytime you feel the urge to say, in other words, or that is, you can use IE instead. You can use both EG and IE in the sentence itself or in parentheses, but in both cases, each letter should be followed by a period, and the last letter should be followed by a period and a comma. If you were going to write out the whole Latin words, they would need to be italicized, but don't do that for the abbreviations. The abbreviations are commonly used enough, you don't need to italicize them. A short note on pronunciation. Some may argue about the way I pronounced exempli gratia because I added that sound in gratia. That's because this is the ecclesiastical Latin used historically by Christian churches who are one of the few places you might actually hear Latin spoken. Other versions of Latin may differ, but don't worry about the pronunciation too much because, like I said, no one speaks Latin unless they're trying to sound pretentious, which is so cringy. You're using EG or IE in written language, so you don't have to pronounce it. Nice. Let's look at one more example real quick, and you tell me which I should use, EG or IE. Here we go. Mirror neurons are commonly found in the brain area that is widely known for its role in memory. Blank, blank, the hippocampus. So what do you think? EG or IE? Try saying the sentence and fill in the blank with the words, for example, and then try it again with that is. Which one made more sense? Since we're talking about the brain area and not one of the brain areas, in this case, we should use IE. If we were talking about a number of different brain areas and just wanted to give one example, we would use EG. So now there's only one more step before you can go out there and use IE and EG like a boss, which is hitting the like button. Subscribing helps us out a lot and keeps you up to date on all things psychology. And until next time, keep thinking. Et M is not a real Latin expression, but it is funny.